What's up, guys? This is Astranox. Let's go through the patch notes for the 6th of February together. Let's see what do we have in store here. So the second preseason will begin for the World Arena, the RTA, Real-Time Arena, and they've been listening to our opinions, to change things, to improve the World Arena. So here, second preseason for World Arena. And it will start right after the maintenance, and it's to be announced when that season will actually finish. Well, it's the preseason, the second one. But yeah, entry condition and battle rewards will be the same as in the first preseason. For more information regarding the basic rules, please refer to the first preseason World Arena update. So there is rankings now. You got total ranking to know where you are standing against everyone basically, and where you are ranked in your particular in the league that you're in. Okay, so players from first to 100th place will be displayed according to each ranking, for league ranking and total ranking. On the first screen, players will see the top 10 league ranking. Tapping the more button at the bottom of the screen will display the following 10 players in the ranking. The ranking page is updated each time you access it, so it's live basically. So yeah, okay. Let's just go down here. We know about the World Arena. Probably some things did change here. I'm not gonna go through this. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through all this stuff. They're changing some stuff from the filtering. Oh, they're just improving the UI, basically, the user interface. And they're saying why certain heroes cannot be obtained. I mean, cannot be used because, well, they just they're wearing an artifact that is banned because some servers don't have access to that artifact just yet. So some improvements here. I'm not gonna go actually through these things. Some small things here and there, I guess. Probably some larger issues that have been plaguing the World Arena are getting fixed. But let's just go down here. Okay, Episode 2, Chapter 8, Chandra Runes. So more Sky Stones. Yeah, the Sky Stones are always welcome. And of course some other rewards can be obtained from this place. As you can see here, we are getting a random 4-star artifact, and those, well, they are always welcome, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of good 4-star artifacts in the game, even if you have all or most of the 5-star ones, because, I mean, you always need to limit break, and if you are in early to mid game, you might be getting an artifact that you still don't have. As a free-to-play player, maybe you are even in late game and you're missing a 4-star artifact. Yeah, randomness, the luck can just be like that. The AP exchange here, that's how you actually unlock the thing. So if you're missing some shiny enchantment catalysts, go ahead and try to get them beforehand. So here is the exchange after you unlock it. Breath of Orbis, always good to have more. And there's a helm in the destruction set. We'll check its stats in a second. Shiny enchantment, and that other one, that other artifact like a gold coin, you need that for getting what is it again, Alexa, to get her well, that hero. You need to, I believe, donate 1 to yeah, in the lobby. Okay, this is the helm and the stats. Effect resistance on destruction set is unfortunate, but some of you guys might get lucky and actually roll into, well, maybe high speed, a lot of crit chance. Of course, crit chance is what you kind of want on this thing. A mix of crit, speed, health. I mean, you can always use some more survival. Just gotta balance your stats across all your gear, basically. Okay, new exclusive equipment. We got 2 heroes only, though. That's the thing. Yeah, look at this hero here, Troublemaker Crozet. Was released very recently. It's really weird. Like, how is he getting an exclusive equipment already? It doesn't really make sense. There's so many heroes that have been in the game for so long. Why would he be the one getting an exclusive equipment? Some heroes are definitely under powered, and they're definitely not used at all, or not much anyways. And yeah, they just need a buff, like straight up. An exclusive equipment will not make them, of course, like really good. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird that they are adding an exclusive equipment for ML Crozet already. But let's see what it does, right? So you got base HP on that, 7 to 14%. That's very good. He needs to be tanky anyway, so that's basically the best. Well, the best would be like speed. Speed would be great, especially because look at this here. Well, not the first one, but the third one. You got combat readiness of the target increased by 40% when using Oath of Protection. That is actually his, let me pull that on my other phone here. But I was checking before starting to record, and that is actually his third skill. That's like his ultimate, and it removes all debuff on the target and on himself, I believe, as well. So I will just open this, and you know, it actually gives a defense buff for 3 turns, which is extremely powerful. A defense buff, an increase of 60% of your defense. Troublemaker Crozet, he is more of a niche, you know, hero, probably used more in PvP, but like his passive, 40% damage will be redirected from the backline hero to him, which is, well, that's very good, because you could have a squishy hero in the backline and just go full offense on that hero, and ML Crozet will make sure that, well, that hero will not fall, or at least help him survive. The problem is that if there's a lot of AoE damage coming toward your team, well, ML Crozet is actually taking damage as well. And if you do equip him with an Aureus, well, he's taking damage from the whole team's getting their damage redirected onto him. Plus, there's that 40% damage redirected onto him from the backline hero if you do have the skill 2 enhanced. So, Oath of Protection, right? Swears an Oath of Protection, dispelling all debuffs from the caster and one ally. So it's for himself and an ally, and it's all debuffs. So that's already very powerful. Before increasing defense for 3 turns. So that's actually huge that the dispelling happens before, because if you do have an able to be buff debuff, then it will be removed before applying the buff. So that's all good. And then you have grants class enhancement to the ally for 3 turns. And class enhancement varies depending on the class of the hero, but Thief, Warrior, Ranger, Mage is increased critical hit resistance. So it's going to be a 50% reduction on critical hit chance from whoever's attacking that target. So it's like Dian's skill 3, so that's very, very powerful. But it affects only Thieves, Warriors, Rangers, and Mage. For the Knights and the Soul Weavers, they are getting a barrier. I mean, the barrier strength is going to be proportional to the caster's max health, ML Crozet's health. It's good. It's definitely good if you don't have anyone applying barrier already on the team. Now, the first one is increasing counterattack chance by 15% when the ally in the back row is attacked. That's definitely not bad, right? Because you already have a 35% chance to counterattack when the ally in the back row is attacked. So it's going to bring this up to 50%, which is actually quite solid, right? Especially if the back row hero is getting attacked consistently, right? That's the thing. They will most likely try, let's say, World Arena scenario. They want to kill that back row hero because it's really deadly, like an Arbiter, Vildred, whatever, like a squishy hero that just is a big threat to the enemy team. They want to take that hero out ASAP. So yeah, they have now. Crozet has 50% chance of counter-attacking, and his skill 1 is a stun. The chance, of course, is not that high. From skill ups, you've got 15%, no, 20% increase. So it brings it up to 40% chance to stun for 1 turn. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. But the soul burn for 10 souls increases the chance by 60%. So it's a 100% chance to actually stun on skill 1, assuming you don't miss, right? And you do have, well, you need effectiveness on him as well. So he is good, but when these counterattacks will trigger, of course, there's no soul burn, so it's going to be a 40% chance. I have him on account number 2. I have him on Elbrus Ritual Sword, and if other teammates are getting attacked, it triggers Elbrus. If the stun doesn't trigger with the counterattack that he has from his passive skill 2, well, there's always a chance that the Elbrus will trigger when the back row hero gets attacked. So it's an extra chance, and it's going to bring it from 35 to 50, which is good. I mean, that's utilities right there. Stunning can definitely be very strong. Of course, maybe not on round 1 if the team that is attacking yours has, debuff immunity from the set, but I mean, over a long battle, it can definitely be troublesome when you keep on getting stunned. So yeah. Now, recovers the caster's HP when using Oath of Protection. Amount recovered increase proportional to the caster's max health. The second one, it really depends. I would say that, let's say you build him, right, with speed. The problem comes down to how much base speed he actually has, 98. It's pretty low. Still, speed set will definitely have a lot of value on him, 25% increase of speed. So that's, I guess it's going to turn out to be like a 25 speed increase, even if he's too shy of 100. But still, that's a lot of value. And the thing is, it's his skill 3 that removes all debuffs, applies the defense buff. If you don't have any defense buff on the team, and the class enhancement, I mean, applying that with, let's say, the critical hit resistance buff, that is huge. Defense plus that together is a huge survival increase. So maybe you're applying it before they're going, or you're applying it after. I mean, after is, if you're able to cut in, that's huge, because you will be removing debuffs plus apply these two things. So that's actually very powerful. Different ways to go about it, but you're definitely not going to go first with him because his base speed is trash unless you have like a combat as booster. I would say it depends on the scenario. Those counter attacks, yes, they are good, but it's a 15% chance. You already have Elbrus. The second one, the recover HP would be, let's say in a guild war, you don't have sustain on your team and you're using him to make a squishy hero survive. Let's say the enemy team will attack the back hero's element. Let's say you could have him just like sort of like remove debuffs from that ally and help it like survive longer and potentially like eventually like land stun, stuff like that. And he will need some sustain, so that second exclusive equipment is good because it increases his HP. I don't know how much it's gonna be. It's probably not that much, but it will definitely allow him to stand there for longer, so he can potentially disrupt the enemy team with a stun. But the skill 3 is definitely solid, man. Like the fact that that's a 40% combat shrewdness increase on top of the other, I mean, there's 2 buffs plus the dispel of all debuffs. That's huge. That skill 3 becomes like a powerhouse right there. And let's say your damage is on the damage dealer is on the slower side, you're able to actually make that damage dealer go right after you. So that's actually, yeah, that's pretty solid right there. So it will depend on the situation for whichever one you will choose. I just feel like it depends on how you built Troublemaker Crozet. Let's say he's like really slow and you just want him to be more tanky, I guess, so he can stay there longer. Maybe you get hit with actually no, it doesn't even matter if you have unhealable on him. It will be dispelled and then the second exclusive equipment will actually heal him, so it's all good there. But it will depend how you built your Crozet. Maybe you won't have that much speed in early to mid game. It's going to be more for late game. Then you could swap it to the third one. But even if your damage dealer goes before him, he could go, as long as he goes before they're back to full CR. Let's say they're like let's say they're at 50% CR. He's going to allow them to just go potentially like right after him. So that's not so bad. It's not like you need like double the speed of your damage dealer. It's nothing like insane. So I guess yeah, you can definitely use the third one quite well, I think, even if he's not built with that much speed. Okay, moving on. The second one, Lilibet. She definitely needed something more. So could this exclusive equipment be it though? I mean, 6 to 12% crit chance increase. That's solid. That's solid. I got 12% crit chance. That's I mean, almost 2.5 perfect rolls of crit chance. So definitely good. Now the slice thing. That's her skill 1. I can open her up on my other phone right here. But yeah, I feel like the third one, Soul Cutter, man, increase hit chance by 20% when using Soul Cutter. That is actually huge. That's you can counter evasion with increasing your hit chance by 20%. That is very good. And not only that, if you want to push it even further, you could be wearing the artifact. Wait, let me pull the name here. Oath Key. Oath Key is an artifact that is 3-star, and it increases your hit chance by up to 20% when this thing is fully enhanced, right? So you could stack it together for 40% hit chance increase, which would counter 40% evasion. Think like, well, it's not that big of a deal. Like I guess maybe you really want to go through Mirsa's evasion, but think Arbiter Vildred with Moonlight Dreamblade, right? That damn Moonlight Dreamblade. Well, you can now counter this with the exclusive equipment for the third one, the Soul Cutter one, that increased hit chance by 20%. That is huge. That is huge. And when Moonlight Dreamblade triggers, man, it is so annoying and it's so powerful because not only you just missed, but you also gave attack buff for that hero. So you could be in big trouble right there. And Moonlight Dreamblade, when it is maxed, it's a 20% evasion. So you straight up counter this thing when it's fully powered up, right? But there's still Assassin Cartuja that can be in the team, which gives 15% evasion for the whole team. So yeah, if ML Vildred is with Arbiter, Cartuja, Assassin Cartuja, he will still have 15%, which you can counter by using Oath Key. So you have that option, right? But he's not always paired with Assassin Cartuja, so keep that in mind. I feel like the third one is huge because her skill 3 is basically why you use this hero, right? I mean, just like May Chloe, Ruel of Light, just bringing back, especially Ruel, you know, she brings the hero back to life with that immortality shield, whatever it's called. I keep messing it up. Anyways, someone will tell me in the description, of course. You guys know what I'm talking about. The hero can't take any damage unless this thing is dispelled, right? Well, I mean, you just straight up apply Extinction. That hero's not coming back to life. So that's huge. Her purpose is definitely her skill 3. Let's just see the first and second one. The Slice, that's her skill 1. Increased damage dealt. Damage dealt is increased by 20% when using Slice. I feel like, yeah, I mean, she's definitely, for PvP, it's about her skill 3 mostly. I would say skill 1 is going to be more for PvE, right? You just straight up get 20% damage increase on skill 1. So if you want to bring her in PvE, then you can use that. But, I mean, there's now Lilibet's one-shot, teams. For Banshee one-shot teams. She's the one doing the one-shot. But she's using her skill 3, so she's not even using skill 1. Let's say you need her for a PvE encounter that has some revive or something like that in the future. Well, I guess you can have more damage over the course of the battle by boosting her skill 1 there. Snip, that is her skill 2. Increased chance of inflicting bleeding with Snip by 15%. It already has 35% base, and with skill ups you bring that up to 50%, and with this thing it's gonna be 65%, so it's not bad. The thing is, it's 4 bleeding, right? 65% chance each to inflict 4 bleeding effects for 2 turns. That's quite a bit of damage, especially against a high defense hero, whatever. If the target has a lot of defense, bleeding does penetrate defense, so that's very good. And actually, it ignores 70% of the defense of the target. If I remember right, it's like defense down is already you know, on the target. But if if defense down is on the target, I'm not even sure exactly how it works. I don't want to like have some misinformation going on, but it might actually work together, right? So even like another reduction of defense on top. But I mean, when you have defense down or the bleed, the 70% bypass of the defense of the target, it's already like quite a lot of reduction right there. It's huge when you get hit by that, the defense down, especially if you have a lot of defense anyways. But sometimes that defense down just doesn't land anyways, or they just will resist all your bleeds or your defense down because their effect resistance is high. But this skill is mostly for, yes, for PvP and PvE actually, especially if you get lucky with the bleeds there. Definitely can be quite strong in PvP, especially against heroes that have a lot of defense, especially with defense buff too. So yeah. Okay, so I feel like the third one's definitely the one to go for in PvP. The other ones, they might be more catered for PvE usage though. Yeah. Okay, so that's their cost, usual. Cermia and Border Coin drop rate up. So Pavel is actually gonna last one more week. So we're gonna have a dual banner going on here. Dual banner. So if you want her, if you didn't get lucky to get her and you've been meeting together and you don't want to wait for you know, mystic summons because you're saving for that shiny ML Nat 5 hero, then here's your chance. Art journal. Okay, so here there's gonna be like a bunch of art, part of the episode and the side stories, the episodes and the side story. So in the unrecorded history, as well as the side story when there's events, all this stuff is gonna be in here. So you'll have access to a bunch of illustrations. Maybe make for a good like wallpaper, or I guess I'll have some arts there for my thumbnails right there. So that's always good. Okay, additional bug fixes and improvements. There's quite a few things in here, and I mean, huge thing for me. It's actually huge because I'm swapping phones all the time, right? For like I'm loading accounts on different phones. You know, like right now, if I'm recording on, like I need to bring my my second or third account on my main phone, right, for recording. Well, alignment settings for heroes will be saved. That is like, it just saves the stuff when you swap devices. So maybe you are playing on an emulator and then you're like swapping to your phones when you're on the go. Then yeah, that was quite annoying when like the hero expressions. Let's say you have some unlocked, you're swapping device, and these things are not selected anymore. It's resetting to the default one, which is unfortunate because like you grinded that like friendship 10 expression, and you're like, you want to use that thing, right? You want to use that thing, and it keeps on getting reset every time, and that's quite annoying. So yeah, they're fixing that. Alignment settings for inventory will be saved, filters not included. Team formation, the team last use will be saved. All these things, like, it's just like, that's good. That is good that it's getting fixed. So cool tweaks there, cool things. What is it? The most recently cleared stage will be saved. Selected difficulty for NPC battles will be saved. Yeah, just save a bit more time when you're swapping device. Growth pack added. This is like for like really early game players, and it doesn't look any good. Like, I mean, you have to spend some actual money. I don't know if it's gonna cost money or it's gonna cost sky stones, but the sell duration is 6 hours after a player has acquired a 5-star hero, and there's a limit. After the player has met the conditions maximum of 3 times per month, you get this growth pack. This reminds me of Summoner's Wars when you actually summon a 4-star hero, and they give you like, it might have been the growth pack as well. And basically, like, the essences here, it's the stuff you can farm quite easily, like really easily. But let's say you are you're a spender, you're in early game, and you like really want to rush that hero. I don't know, it just doesn't sound. I mean, I don't spend money in the game. I'm a free-to-play player across all my 3 accounts. it just doesn't make sense. Like, all these things are so easy to obtain. Just give it a bit of time. I mean, like, why rush so hardcore on this? Anyways, I'm sure players will still buy that. There is 15 rare catalysts in there. Choose one type. It's a chest. I mean, it's that chest that we got as a reward before in the mail for... I'm not sure exactly why. Yeah, maybe there was a bug in the game or something. But all this stuff can be farmed. It's not hard at all. It's not hard at all. So yeah, especially if it does cost money. It's not even Sky Stones. But it might actually be bought with Sky Stones. Just don't do it. I mean, it's definitely not worth it. Some display things for when you're summoning for the pity. You know, the guarantee summon here is getting changed. There was something good. Another thing that was quite huge. Let me see what it was. Improvements and fixes related to heroes. Because I went through this quite fast. Just to check real quick. So some bugs that were happening maybe like very rarely are getting fixed. Or some display issue. But where is it? At the end, I think there's something... Oh, yes! Improvements and fixes related to pets. I'm pretty hyped for that. I mean, it's just a small annoyance. It was in the past, but I'm sure you guys know about it. Improvements will be made so that pets assigned to the lobby or in a team can be selected for synthesis. Thank God. Like, you had to, like... Of course, you have to unlock the pet still. But, I mean, you had to remove the pet from the team or the lobby. And it's stupid when you have to remove it from the lobby because you've got that cooldown going, right? You want to get your reward every, I believe, 24 hours. And then, like, you have to remove the pet from there. And you have to restart the counter. And if there's, like, a few hours left or minutes, you're losing all that if you want to just, like, synthesize the pet. Which is, yeah, it sucks. It definitely sucks. Because some players want to get the reward at a certain time every day, like, you know, always the same, so they don't actually miss out. And just like removing pets from teams was another annoyance. If players acquire a new pet via synthesis, the new pet will automatically be assigned to replace the previous pet. So very cool, very cool. Pets assigned to the lobby or battle teams cannot be used as ingredients for other pets, of course. Pets that are locked cannot be synthesized, of course. The touchable area for claiming rewards for lobby type pets will be expanded. Thank you, man. The area was so small, you had to press like under the reward to claim it. And so many times I would just like, you press a bit too high and it actually goes into pet management or something. Wow, it's getting fixed. Anyways. Improvements in equipment management UI. They are actually changing this the equipment management button. You know, it was at the bottom here on top of, like, what is it, memory imprint, or it was between memory imprint and awaken on top of that. And yeah, quite a few times I mispressed it, you know, so they're relocating that to you know, under the star of the hero. That's good, that's good. Improvements and fixes related to artifacts. Nothing huge there, I think. Yeah. This is like really specific. Nothing huge affecting players really. I think that might be it. Let me just keep on checking real quick here. I'm sure there's some other goodies in there. I'm sure there was some things that were annoying and they got fixed. But it's good. They continue to polish the game, right? I love that. And here's the recollection details for people that have been abusing Hush's pop-up shop and they were buying duplicate of whatever. There was something, the Mystic Metal, right? You were able to buy those, and there was a clear limit of like you can only buy like one set, but like you could actually keep on buying them. And some players abused it hardcore. They just kept on using all their Sky Stones. Even players, they actually like went to spend money to buy Sky Stones and then like went ham. Like, you know, they just they kept on buying the Mystic Summons. Like, and some of them, like, they got permanently banned. Some got like a 1 month temporary ban. I mean, 1 month, that's a lot of progress and free energy and all that loss. But I mean, like, they like, man, it said you can only buy one, right? Anyways, it's so easy to find everyone that did it because they can just write like one sentence in the SQL database and pull like everyone that basically abused it. So simple to just figure out which accounts were abusing this. Anyways, yeah, they're getting their the guarantee summon for the Moonlight Heroes, because like they might have been like summoning with the Mystic Metals, which will be pulled from their account. Or I mean, if the what is it? Skystones that were used to purchase excess items will be reimbursed. Some players didn't actually abuse that much. Like they just bought it a few times and then they noticed like there's a limit there. Like so I should probably stop because this doesn't seem right. You can only buy it once. Normally it says daily. You can do it once, but they just stop. So they're gonna get their Skystones back, and I don't know, you're gonna go in the negative Mystic Metals, I think, something like that. I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but the funny thing is that the counter for the pity for ML summons is gonna be increased. It's like guarantee after like 201 summon, the 200 first summon is gonna be your guarantee. Well, they're increasing the counter for players that just went crazy with the Mystic summoning there. That's actually funny. Anyways, that's it. That's it for the patch. That's kinda, yeah, man. The two exclusive equipment. Why is it only two though? ML Crozet is definitely a weird choice. I guess like underwhelming, pretty niche hero, right? And they're trying to make him better, right? And I feel the exclusive equipment, especially that third one that gives 40% combat shrewdness, that's actually like really juicy. Like that's really good. And he definitely does have his uses, ML Crozet. What I felt like when I was using him on my account number 2 is that when the team's taking AoE damage, let's say he has Aureus, but I took it off of him because, man, he was taking a massive hit when the whole team was getting cleaved. But the thing is, you can keep Aureus on him if you're going to be facing a team that doesn't have that much burst, and if they have just single target damage dealers, or they're not purely like full-on cleaving, then yeah, you could keep the Aureus, but there's different ways to build him. I feel like getting speed on him because he's really slow, with really using that Oath of Protection properly is definitely the way to go. And like I said, that combat shrewdness increase is definitely quite solid. I mean, 40% on top of everything this skill already does. That's definitely making the backliner ultra tough to deal with, and you already have to deal with the 40% damage reduction redirection from the skill to the passive, so of ML Crozet. So quite an annoying hero that will be in that backline. But I love that Lilibet's getting that Soul Cutter, 20% hit chance increase. That is going to be like really good, because those Moonlight Dream Blades, they are definitely getting on a lot of players' nerve. And I mean, her sole purpose, Soul Cutter, sole purpose is to basically take that hero down ASAP, and then it won't get revived because of extinction. So now she can do this. Well, she can do it better. It's better, unless there's Assassin Cartuja and you are unfortunate enough that he still misses. But you've got that Old Key 3-star artifact if you're really like, if you really hate it, and if you really hate the RNG associated with that Moonlight Dream Blade and evasion and all that. Anyways, not that much stuff in this patch, but I'm sure like the next one's gonna be better. I mean, you should have... Actually, it wasn't... It's actually quite a bit of stuff. I'm not... If you think about it, yeah, okay. Let's say you don't care about World Arena, right? You still have this whole Chapter 8 to clear. It's actually quite fast if you have a lot of time on your hand, but it's quite a bit of Skystones. I don't know the exact number, but I feel like when I clear a whole chapter, I'm getting like at least 500 Skystones. It's like between 500 and 1,000. Not 1,000, but you're getting quite a few Skystones there on top of some other rewards. So that's good. I don't know exactly how many stages there are, but yeah, especially these rewards, which are better for early to mid game players. Cermia, I mean, I wouldn't pull if you're... keep in mind, Dizzy and Biken will be coming up in not so long, I guess. The Guilty Gear collaboration. So yeah, you should probably save if you don't have especially any of them, which is the case for me on my Europe account, my third account. It's unfortunate it's only 2 exclusive equipment though. So yeah, some nice tweaks though. Not gonna lie, some good things coming in. The growth pad, of course, it's laughable. Like that's like don't spend anything on that. Just please, just take your time and just farm the stuff, or just farm stuff in advance. You need runes. You could go ham during the double drop rate for runes and be set for a long time. You know, you do save quite a bit of energy over time if you do it like this. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Press the bell icon flag to be notified whenever I release a new video, and check out my other videos. They should be showing up on the screen now. I got playlists of all sorts: Arena, Guild Wars, guides, tips, and how-tos, Abyss Floor 62+. I got best starter guides for my early to mid-game players if you want to progress fast. Check that out under my playlists, under my channel. Yeah, a lot of links to some of my playlists, some of my more popular videos, and description of my videos as well. They might have been advertised at the top right of the screen during the video as well, or you can press the the I button at the top right of the screen. You got some of my playlists that I that I advertised during the video. And join my Discord server, guys, if you still haven't. You can get help there. You can help other players in the community. And you can share stuff about Epic 7, even other games that I cover, or maybe there's a hot new game that you're playing and you want other players to, to play with you, something of the sort. Anyways, that's really it for this one, guys. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.